just mentioned it to our guys, we just didn't make enough good decisions. Defensively, for sure, especially in the second half, got ourselves in some needless foul trouble. We didn't guard without fouling for a while there, and that hurt us. They made some key shots. They shot it well in the first half from three. And then we had a couple of in and out threes in the second half, which would have given us a little bit of a momentum swing, but neither one of them went. There was a couple real close in and outs that we had that would have helped us. But in many ways, Howard deserved it more than we did. They played harder and smarter, and I just mentioned that to our guys. Sometimes you get what happens to you, and you deserve it. And we just weren't as ready as we needed to be, and that's on me.
You had some offensive droughts in the second half, particularly late in the game. What were you seeing offensively that was sort of causing some of those?
Yeah, I thought we got the ball to the middle. They went zone a number of possessions. In zone, you have a tendency to probe more than you would have to attack, and we did get it to the middle, but not quickly enough. And then I know Burgess made one jumper in the middle of that zone, and then we had a couple of other empty possessions in there in the middle. And we need our best ball handlers and decision makers in there. And again, we had some, when we did have open looks, we didn't knock it out quite as well as we have been, given the kinds of games that we've been playing. A lot of really close games, another one today. But you got to, and it comes down to a play or two, and they made them and we did not.
And you mentioned foul trouble, and that took one of your bigs off the floor, and they had some bigs. How much do you attribute to what their bigs did to foul trouble, and how much do you attribute it to just not playing defense the way you wanted to play?
Yeah, I mean, the defensive, we can't have some of the fouls that we had today. Too many reaches. We played defense with our hands rather than our feet for too long a stretch. We just can't commit that many fouls and put them on the foul line as much as we did. And then when they got there, 16 for 19 is pretty good. So we struggled with that. But our fouling was a concern, and we need to have our guys playing more. Like Rokas, we need him to get way more than 10 minutes. He got himself in some foul trouble there. So that hurt us for sure.
And now you're out of non-conference. How do you feel about where you are right now?
Well, I'd feel a whole lot better if we had found a way to win this game today. I knew it was going to be, again, a battle. Like we don't have that much margin for error. We're not that deep. We're trying to develop that. But we had a chance to finish the non-conference. If we could have won all of our home games, would have made everybody feel good, and appreciate our administration allowing us to have as many home games as we have. And now we've got the league, 18 games in this league is an absolute challenge every night, and that's going to happen for us very quickly on Wednesday. I do get concerned. I was a little bit concerned that we were off, this many days. We're off 8 or 9 days, and that's a concern, but so were they. And then they handled it a little bit better than we did.
I think you mentioned that you didn't play, I think your words were hard enough. Was that one of your biggest?
I don't know that I mean that necessarily. I mean, we have to play smarter than we did. I don't know, but I think we played pretty hard, and they had not much quit in them, and we had a couple of chances at the end of the game to maybe make another shot, get another timeout, set up another defense. We got a couple steals. We got a couple stuff a couple plays out of our pressure, but we just weren't as consistent as we needed to be today.
So what do you think going into Wednesday you're going to need to do better?
Yeah. Well, first things first, the defense in the second half, we gave up way too high a percentage in the second half. I'm just trying to read it if I can. So they shot 45% in the second half. Is that what I'm reading? We just got to be better than that. So our defense has to improve, and then our decision-making has to improve. We only have 9 turnovers, but a couple of those were costly. And so we can do better in every phase. But we got to get better rebounding numbers. And we gave them 12 offensive rebounds, which always seems to kill you. Kid Harris is a load. He's just a hard-playing kid. He's not that tall, but he's long. gets himself 18 points and 13 rebounds, and we knew he was going to be a handful for us, and he certainly was today.
Last question from me. What are your thoughts on Atlantic 10 in general?
Yeah, I think it's just such a good league. I mean, I look up into the rafters here and see how many teams that that we're going to play this year, and they're all really well coached, really have some good players. So it's again, we'll be challenged greatly every single night. And we have the opportunity to play at home on Wednesday against a really good team that's playing very well. And so we'll have our hands full. We got to be ready to go.
Thanks, Coach.
Thank you.
Thanks.